How's it going, everyone? Welcome back. Hopefully everyone is having a lovely day. So the Cincinnati Bengals are sitting with the 28th overall pick in the first round of the NFL draft this season. And the Cincinnati Bengals enter this draft with, well, a lot of options. The options of trading back, the option of staying where they are, or, quite frankly, they could move up in the draft. Something the Cincinnati Bengals historically do not do very often is trade up in the first round. And the question is, would this year be the year for the Cincinnati Bengals? Now, first of all, I think one of two things are going to have to happen for this to happen for the Bengals. First of all, one, you're going to say somebody falls that shouldn't be falling. Maybe like a Jalen Carter's fall into the mid-first round, and the Bengals say, hey, we can move up to get this guy. And they pull in like a decent trade value in Jonah Williams, and they move a couple picks like that. Then you say, okay, it's worth it. Let's do it. Very highly unlikely, but if it were to happen, a stud player like that fits this team's need, that falls late and the Bengals have some draft capital to move up, then yeah, there's that. Option number two would be the Bengals are going into this draft with one mindset and one mindset only in the first round. Locked in on one specific position, or maybe two specific positions in the first round. Maybe they want an offensive tackle, or they want a tight end. Or maybe they want an offensive tackle, or they want a defensive tackle, or a cornerback, and that's it. And then you sit here and watch Broderick Jones, you watch Dawand Jones, you watch all these guys fall off the board at tackle, and you're starting to worry a little bit. You're saying, okay, there's only one or two left. Maybe we should move up just in case. Maybe somebody takes Bijan Robinson early in Dallas. They love themselves some offensive linemen. Maybe they jump up there, want to get ahead of them, draft an offensive tackle, make sure they get one. Or, again, maybe you say the same exact story with the tight end. Maybe something crazy happens, and it would be crazy if you've seen Michael Mayer and Darnell Washington off the board early. But I couldn't imagine them trading up for either one of those two players. But a position with more value, potentially, like a cornerback, maybe there's somebody they're eyeing. Again, the possibility's there. I think the problem is, I don't think the Bengals think that way. I don't think they're zeroed in on a certain position. I'm sure at the top of their priority list, they do have up there, we'd like to get an offensive tackle, we'd like to get a tight end. But are they thinking we have to have one of these in the first round? I don't know if they're thinking that way. I just don't. I don't think that's the way the Bengals operate. It's not the way they've operated in the past. I think they're looking at this saying, when we get to 28, we've got so many different positions we'd be happy to draft here, whether it be safety, whether it be cornerback, whether it be defensive tackle, whether it be edge rusher, whether it be offensive tackle. There's 5 positions. Tight end, you'll throw them in. There's 6 positions. This Cincinnati Bengals team could be more than content drafting at number 28. And between those 6 positions, I would like to believe there's a best available or a player that slipped that shouldn't have slipped that far, that the Bengals can say, hey, we feel really good about this guy. We don't feel like we're reaching for this guy. We're going to jump all over it at number 28. I think it's the big difference maker here for the Bengals. I think they could sit here at 28 and say, hey, we have all these players we still like at 28. Maybe we trade back and we can still get them. Maybe we get both of them in the second round. That's always a possibility. But as far as them moving forward, I think there's too many guys on this Bengals board. There's too many possibilities to fit this Bengals system at 28 to say the Bengals are going to trade up in the draft. I think, it might just cost too much, too. A team that you don't want to waste, and it might cost you. You don't want to waste that second or waste that third, depending how much you're moving up in the draft this year. Because, again, this is a team we just brought up. They have so many different positions they'd be happy to find a successor for, or happy to find a solid player for. They're not a team that's looking for one specific position. They're looking for a plethora of positions in a good way. We've said this before. It's not like the Bengals are struggling. They have gaping holes in these positions. They got solid players here, but there's guys that, are going to, like, contracts are going to expire. Or there's guys that's like, well, they're all right, but we could bring in another one. Or a cornerback, you could always throw another cornerback in the mix there if you sign Eli Apple to a 1-year deal, or whatever happens there. So I think the Bengals, I really do think the Bengals, if they do anything, they might go back, but I think they're going to stay put at 28 if they don't go back in this draft. Too many options for them here. I think they're going to do all right, too, in this draft. Love your guys' thoughts. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.